What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Alright, so we got the next round of Pinball. Going to be trying out this table for the first time. So, yeah, should be fun. Either way, let's get this motherfucking party started.
Live to ride. Ride to live.
Let's go with 4 as usual.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, this is pretty cool looking. I like this. Got the big street lamp in there. That's pretty cool.
You're headed for Salt Lake City. There goes that mystery rider again. First gear, second gear, third gear.
Yeah, I like this. This is very cool.
Salt Lake City, 25 miles.
Live to ride.
Fourth gear, fifth gear.
Oh, shit! I fucked up. I was too slow. Wow, I like what I'm seeing out of this one, though. This is very cool looking. But yeah, like I was talking about last time, some interesting shit happened at my workplace. So, the general manager, she just recently quit, basically. Well, she put in her 2 weeks, so it was more like a resignation than a quitting necessarily. It's a slight difference, but basically she quit. So now we don't really have a general manager; it's just the owner of the restaurant running things. And I gotta say, so far, I've been impressed with how he's been running things. Like, you know, he's not known for being the most competent person in the world. So to see him actually, like, running things somewhat competently thus far has been kind of a shock. What the fuck did I do? Oh, there's a little mini game. Oh, that's interesting. I died.
Nice try.
Huh, that's interesting. That's kind of neat. That's a neat idea. Huh. But yeah, so the general manager, like, quit recently, right? So a while back, during the whole COVID pandemic thing, our restaurant was doing, just carry out. We're doing basically just carry out, right? So back then, it was basically just me and a couple of the managers. A lot of our staff were basically furloughed, which means basically temporarily laid off. That's basically what that means. For those of you who are curious, like, what the hell does furloughed mean? That basically is what that means, to the best of my knowledge. So basically, some of our employees were furloughed. So it was mostly just... Wow, that sucked fucking ass. Shit, what am I... What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, this game is really fast-paced. I feel like it's slightly more fast-paced than the other pinball games, unless I'm just remembering it wrong. But, yeah, so, So back during the COVID thing, our restaurant was doing just carry out, and it was basically me, some of the managers, and maybe like one or two of the managers, doing carry outs and shit, right? And so damn it. That's actually really fucking entertaining. Damn it, I'm trying to tell a story and I can't fucking focus. I keep getting distracted because I'm trying to not suck at the game, but I'm trying to give a story at the same time. It's really hard to talk and do a story at the same, It's hard to, talk and play the game at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say. Very difficult, but trying to get through this for you guys. So yeah, anyway, it was me, a couple of the managers. A server would occasionally help us out or whatever, but it was mostly just me and the managers, right? So during then, we were allowed to have a tip jar at the host stand, right? Because, you know, it's extenuating circumstances. We were doing just carry-out orders or whatever, so, you know, we had a tip jar at the host stand. So then afterwards, after the whole COVID thing, after we were able to open back up again, I was told that we were no longer allowed to have a tip jar, which I thought was kind of bullshit, because I thought, you know, like, okay, so when the manager's paychecks depend on us having a tip jar at the host stand, then we're allowed to have a tip jar at the host stand. But when the manager's paychecks no longer depend on it, then we're no longer allowed to have a tip jar. Huh, funny how that works, isn't it? You know, like, really fucking nice how that works, isn't it? Just goes to show you how much they fucking appreciate all of our hard work. And trust me, try running a restaurant like ours without hosts, because the hosts do a lot at our restaurant. Like, the hosts at our restaurant do a lot more than hosts at other restaurants. So, you just try fucking running our restaurant without hosts and see how fucking well it goes for you, you dipshits. You know, so it's really heartwarming to know that the people who are supposedly leading us don't fucking appreciate our work at all. You know, don't appreciate us enough to, you know, give us a tip jar. Or let us have a tip jar. But when their paychecks depend on it, oh, then we get a tip jar immediately. We not only get one tip jar, we had 2 tip jars during fucking COVID. You know? So I always thought that was complete fucking bullshit, honestly. But wait, it gets better. So the owner came back, right? And so it was last Sunday. It was me, one of the other hosts who's been there a while, and one of the newer hosts, right? So I was in back putting food together with the other host who'd been there a while, you know. And so the boss man, you know, the big man, the guy who owns the place, you know, because he's been there a lot more often now that we don't have a general manager, because now he's the one basically running the show and shit. So, yeah, he straight up asked us at one point, because the hosts do still get tips. Like, we don't have a tip jar, but we still do accept tips, you know? Sometimes, like, on credit card slips, the customers can leave, like, a tip for us or whatever. They can also give us cash, too. But we weren't allowed to have, like, a physical tip jar. And most people don't think to tip the hosts, you know, on carry-out orders, which I understand, you know. I don't really get mad at people for not tipping the host, because, you know, we do get paid hourly, so, you know, I don't give a shit, you know, most of the time if people tip us. For me, it's just icing on the cake if they do, you know, and I appreciate the hell out of it. But, yeah, so... So, at one point, the owner straight up asked us, right, the owner of the restaurant, he straight up asked us, because he hasn't been around very much, you know, ever since the GM took over, so he's not super familiar with how things have been getting, you know, done necessarily, which I know sounds kind of stupid, but, you know, the GM was basically running the show, so, you know, he wasn't super familiar, because he was busy running another restaurant that he got as well, because he also owns another restaurant as well that he's been working on trying to get, you know, up and running. So, yeah. Whoa, holy shit. It's awesome. Shit, tons of balls everywhere. I got some big balls, man. Holy crap, there's more. This is fucking insane. Holy shit. Yeah, so he straight up asked us at one point, he's like, so how have you guys been handling the host tips? He's like, do you guys have a host tips jar or anything? And here's the shitty part, right? So I was told the reason that we were not allowed to have a tip jar up front was because it looked tacky, even though during the whole COVID pandemic there was never any issue about the host tips jar looking tacky. You know, again, when the manager's paychecks depended on us having a tip jar, there was no issue with it looking tacky then. But suddenly, when it's just the hosts up front, then, you know, the host tips jar looks tacky, you know. So, at one point, you know, the owner asked us, he's like, so how have you guys been handling tips? Do you guys have, like, a host tips jar or something? And then I told him straight up, I'm like, yeah, no, we don't have a host tips jar because I was told it looks tacky. And then he straight up said, he's like, I don't give a shit if you guys have a tip jar. He's like, I don't care. He's like, yeah, if you guys want to have a tip jar, yeah, go for it. And I'm thinking to myself, are you fucking kidding me? Because both the general manager and the assistant manager both specifically told me, you know, they both specifically told me that the owner did not want us to have a tip jar. So they straight up fucking lied to me. And to be fair, the assistant manager, I'm sorry, she's kind of a bitch. I'm going to be straight up honest. You know what? She's a fucking bitch. She only thinks of anyone other... She doesn't think about anyone other than herself. She only gives a shit about herself. She's extremely opinionated. She strikes me as someone whose parents growing up didn't tell her no enough. You know? She strikes me as someone who was spoiled as a kid. So when she doesn't get her way, she acts like a little fucking spoiled brat. And doesn't give a shit about anyone other than herself because she thinks that the world revolves around her. And I'm not, you know, I've never had any real personal issues with her. Until now, because I don't fucking appreciate being lied to. So, yeah, I just, you know, that kind of shit is unfucking believable. I just cannot fucking believe, you know, the complete lack of respect. You know, and that's really what it boils down to, is just the complete and utter lack of respect that they have shown us. It is unacceptable. You know, we bust our fucking asses around there. We don't deserve to be lied to and taken advantage of. That's bullshit.
Oh man, nice try.
So,
Yellow light.
yeah, it's fucking bullshit, you know? So, now, luckily, we do have a host tips jar up at the host stand, so now we do have that. And luckily, you know, the general manager doesn't work there anymore. Otherwise, I'd be having a long talk with her. Probably outside by the dumpster. If you catch my drift. Because I'd be kicking some fucking ass. Because, again, I don't fucking appreciate being lied to. And the one who was the assistant manager still works there. So if she says shit about it, I'm just going to straight up tell her to go fuck herself. Because you know what? I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy, you know, and I'm the last guy that they would expect to say something like that. You know, because I really do. I play the Mr. Nice Guy part, you know. I really try not to cause problems and stuff. But you know what? If she says shit about it to me, I'm just going to straight up tell her to go fuck herself. You know, because again, we bust our asses around there. Yeah, we deserve a little something extra. You know, again, try running that place without fucking hosts and see how well it goes for you. I can't even tell you how many times I've bust her tables, you know, when she was busy. How many times have I helped her out? A lot. And what has she done for me? Jack shit. Other than complain about there being a host tips thing because she's jealous that sometimes we make more money than she does. I mean, how fucking self-centered and fucking... how much of a spoiled brat could you possibly fucking be? You know? Like, fucking really? There's a reason why I haven't decided to take any promotions that they've offered me. You know, like, they've offered to make me a server, and I told them, no, I want to stay as a host, because I think I can make a more consistent income as a host than a server. Like, on servers, yeah, they make more on average, but it's harder to plan a budget because the income is less consistent. That's why I told them I'd rather be a host. I make tips, plus I make hourly. And we don't make nearly as much in tips as the servers do, but still, you know. Again, plus as a host, I feel like I have much more control over how things are run than servers, actually. Which I know sounds kind of weird, but it is true. You know, it's bullshit, you know. Like, oh, okay, when the COVID pandemic hit and your paychecks depended on it, you know, when the manager's paychecks depended on it, we got not only one, but two hosted jars. And then suddenly, when you guys' when your guys' paychecks no longer depend on it, then we're suddenly not allowed to have a host tips jar at the host end because it, quote, looks tacky? That's your bullshit reason? Again, thank you for fucking appreciating all of our fucking hard work. It really means a lot. You fucking cunt. Like, really? You know, just fucking bullshit. You know, so if the assistant manager, if she says shit about, you know, the owner allowing us to have a tip jar, I'm going to look her square in the eyes and tell her to fuck off. Because you know what? I'm fucking done playing Mr. Nice Guy. And I don't give a shit at this point if I ruffle some feathers. You know, back when the GM was still around, because the assistant manager is friends with the GM, back when the GM was around, yeah, I would have given a shit. You know, I would have been a bit more tactful. Sure. But you know what? I don't give a shit anymore, because she no longer has her buddy to protect her. So you know what? The gloves are coming off. Gloves are fucking coming off. If she says shit about the owner allowing us to have a tip jar, yeah. You bet your ass I'm going to tell her to straight up fuck off. I'm sick and tired of being lied to. I'm sick and tired of being taken advantage of. Because, again, I was told specifically that the owner did not want us to have a tip jar. I was told by both the general manager and the assistant manager. Both fed me that line. Both of them.
Son, that was some nice shooting. There goes that mystery rider again. Son, you ain't out of my jurisdiction yet.
So, yeah. That, by the way, is one surefire way to piss me off. I don't get genuinely pissed off very often. You guys know me. I'm a pretty laid-back guy. Like, I may get irritated with things here or there, sure. But, like, generally speaking, I don't really ever get, like, genuinely, you know, pissed off about shit. You know, again, I may get a little irritated here or there, but I usually genuinely never get, like, super pissed off about shit. But a surefire way to piss me off is to lie to me. If you lie to me, that is a surefire way to piss me off. Trust me, you do not want to make that mistake.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Live to ride.
Interesting.
Ride to live.
Oh, nice. I actually got the third highest score. Fucking sweet. But yeah, no, it's just bullshit. You know, I bust my fucking ass over there. There have been times, again, a lot of times over the past, like, month or so, I've been consistently working 40 fucking hours a week. Busting my fucking ass. I don't deserve to be lied to. Simple as that. I don't think, again, maybe a radical fucking thing to say, but I don't think I deserve to be lied to. Simple. Bottom line. Again, that is a 100% surefire way to piss me off. If you lie to me and tell me something that isn't true, you better hope to God I don't find out about it. Because if I do, oh, you're going to be in a world of fucking hurt. But honestly, if the assistant manager keeps her mouth shut and doesn't say shit about it, I'll keep my mouth shut too. But the second that she says anything about us having a tip jar, you know, up by the host stand, the second that she says anything about it, I'm going to tell her point blank to go fuck herself. Because you know what? I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy. You no longer have your GM, you know, best friend GM around to cover your ass. So you know what? Fuck you. There's a reason why no one around here likes you or respects you. Except for, like, maybe one or two people. So you know what? Fuck you. And literally, like, no one likes her because she's a fucking bitch. Straight up. She only ever thinks about anyone other than herself. Doesn't give a shit about anyone other than herself. She's a piece of shit. I'm going to be honest. You know what? She's a fucking piece of shit. I try to be nice. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But you know what? Overall, she's a piece of shit. I personally haven't really had too many issues with her. I always try to treat her with respect, as I do with everyone. You know, I always try to be the better person. But you know what? At a certain point, you reap what you sow. And you know what? You've pissed off pretty much every single person that works there at one point or another. So you know what? Fuck you. You cause problems. You're a source of stress for everyone. Go fuck yourself. I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy. You know what? At a certain point, again, you have to call a spade a spade. And that's what I do. I call a spade a spade. And if you don't like it, you know what? There's the fucking door. Feel free to walk out it at any fucking time. You selfish piece of shit ass fucking bitch ass cunt. Whew. That was a pretty good rant. But yeah, I know I had a little trouble getting through that story because, again, I was trying to focus on not sucking at the game, you know, obviously. So, Yeah, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was bullshit. I mean, feel free to tell me if I'm out of line, you know? If I ever say anything on this YouTube channel that is out of line or anything like that, I want you guys to call me on it. If I say something that's bullshit, I want you guys to call me on it. I want you guys to call me on my bullshit. I appreciate criticism. I think criticism is an important thing for self-reflection. I think self-reflection is also important. So again, if I ever do anything stupid or say anything stupid on this YouTube channel, feel free to call me out on it. You know what? I'll own up to it. If I'm wrong with something that I say, I'll be the first one to fucking admit it. You know, again, I welcome criticism, and I appreciate criticism. Let me rephrase that. I appreciate constructive criticism. You know, just telling me that I'm stupid down in the comment section or something, that's not constructive criticism, you know? And I've had that happen plenty of times. You know, or just straight up insulting me down in the comment section, like that's not constructive criticism. Like, let me reiterate that again. I appreciate constructive criticism. Just want to make it clear on that. All right, well, either way, I should really get going with these videos because, again, I don't have a whole lot of time to fuck with today. So, yeah, either way, going to end this one here. So stay tuned for another round of Pinball coming your way. So, yeah, until then, peace out.